I'm going to be concentrating on our key asset in Nevada that is called the Candelaria past-producing silver mine. And it's a unique opportunity for a junior resource company. We're a young company. We really just started trading just over a year ago, and yet now we've acquired this asset that puts us several rungs up the ladder, shall we say. It has a significant silver resource. It has a near-term production opportunity and also excellent upside exploration for increasing the silver resources. That said, this is a shot of the old Candelaria mine. You can actually see this pit, the Northern Bell Pit, right from the main highway that joins Reno to Las Vegas. So very, very good location. The ubiquitous forward-looking statement that you can read off our website, www.silver1.com. So what are the highlights of Silver One? As I said, a young company. It's got a good management team. We've got an aggressive approach for potential near-term production, sizable exploration as well. We have financial backing and we have public market support. We just completed a $4.3 million non-brokered private placement. Difficult thing in this environment, but we were able to do it. 4 silver projects. Again, Candelaria, Nevada is our flagship property, but we've got 3 other very interesting silver properties in Mexico that we acquired from First Mining Finance when we first formed the company. And we got a big inventory of silver ounces as well. This is our little history, as I said, just trading over a year. When we came out of the chute, very strong start. We were affiliated with the First Mining Finance, First Majestic groups, and as all of the silver companies have done and the silver price, we kind of filtered down. Big moments in our history were, well, start of trading, but also a month after trading, we did our first deal with First Mining Finance. We acquired 3 Mexican silver properties. In exchange, we gave them 6 million shares, making First Mining our largest individual shareholder. They remain so today, a faithful shareholder. We also did a $2.5 million financing and a 3-for-1 forward stock split. Not too many junior resource companies do forward stock splits. So that brought the share price down to 30-some cents, brought it back to trade, shot up over $1 again, and then we've drifted down. We're currently in the 40-cent range. And we just did that financing at 40 cents with an attached half warrant at 60 cents, raised $4.3 million. More importantly, in January, we lucked out, or was it prudence? I don't know, but we managed to do a deal with Silver Standard in acquiring the Candelaria silver producer, past silver producer in Nevada. Now, Silver Standard, of course, was rebranding. They were focusing on gold. They've even changed their name to SSR Mining. So they were getting rid of some of their older silver projects, and this silver project in particular attracted our attention as it was a very sizable resource and a past producer. No company is complete without a good set of management. I was actually retired from a company called Entrée Gold. For those of you who know Entrée or don't know Entrée, it essentially had a large ground showing completely surrounding then Ivanhoe Mines Oyu Tolgoi project in Mongolia. It still retains a 20% participating interest in the richest portion of the Oyu Tolgoi deposit, slated for production in 2021. I left there and retired, but I was lured back into the industry with this opportunity to work with the First Mining Finance people and also to start a brand new silver company, because I get the impression that when I started Entrée, it was 2002, just the beginning of the bull cycle in metals, and I'm getting the impression we're kind of there again. That's our share structure post $4.3 million financing. First Mining Finance around 6.5%. Management on a fully diluted basis about 7.5%. And then key shareholders about another 35%. So 50% pretty closely held. Let's jump to the Candelaria Silver Project, okay? The project is located midway between Reno and Las Vegas, just off the highway. Nevada is a great jurisdiction to work in. I can say after some of my experiences in Mongolia, this is like going on holiday. Candelaria, past producer. the highest grade historic producer in the state of Nevada. Up until the 1950s, after which they switched to open pit mining, produced at 1,250 grams per ton silver, over 40 ounces per ton silver. Pretty good grades. And it produced up to 68 million ounces from that, and also from the open pit mining, which was done by Nurco Occidental, or Occidental Nurco, and then by Kinross up until 1998. Now, Kinross shut the operation down due to low silver prices, not because they exhausted the mine. What's really important is they started reclamation. They left behind a large resource on the old heaps. But also what happened was Silver Standard came along in 2001, did a big drill program and outlined a very significant resource on top of what was already on the heaps. So let's have a look at that resource. This is now historic because it's outdated, but it was 43101. Essentially, if you look at it, measured and indicated resources of just under 45 million ounces of silver. Looking at the inferred, and an additional close to 83 million ounces of silver inferred. All this is just on the northern margin of the old pits. In that inferred, on the leach pads, there's about 48 million ounces of silver at an average grade of 1.29, or about 40 to 41 grams per ton silver. So that's a pretty significant resource. Here is a layout. Infrastructure is excellent, about 2 miles of paved road to the main highway. We have the old processing site, power line right up to that old site with a substation ready to be turned back on. To the south of the property, we have 2 water wells, each capable of producing 500 to 700 gallons per minute. So we've got a real opportunity here with the infrastructure. The old pits, the Mount Diablo and the northern Bell pit, and the 2 heap leaches here. The resource done just here and here through the drilling that Silver Standard conducted in the early 2000s. So we feel that there is a fantastic opportunity to, first of all, look at the old heaps. Can we reproduce silver from the old heaps sitting there at 40-some grams per ton silver? We are going to drill them, and I'll show you a timeline a little bit about what we plan to do and when, and then we'll do metallurgical testing. If it looks good, then we'll proceed to a study and then to a production decision, and this can be done in the near term. Second opportunity at Candelaria is more high-grade mineralization. Remember, this was the highest grade producer in all of Nevada. Essentially, all that drilling was done just to the north of the pits in through here and in through here. And yet they had several interesting high-grade intercepts at greater than 300 grams per ton silver. In particular, one section through here, looking at it, here's the old pit. That's mined out, resource, but way over here, we've got 14 meters of 670 grams per ton silver. These are mag silver type grades. So we're very optimistic that there could be a high grade resource there to go after. On top of that, we've got the along strike potential. Most of the drilling was concentrated in here. There was certainly some surface work done and a little bit of drilling, but nothing systematic. And don't forget that this thing operated as the highest grade producer for years and years, from the mid-1800s up until the mid-1900s. We think there's great opportunity along strike for finding additional resources on top of the little resource that's just sitting here north of the 2 pits. So 3 big opportunities at Candelaria. This is our objective. This is what we want to achieve. Essentially, what we've got is we have to permit the drilling of the heaps. That's done. We announced that a few weeks ago. Second one, drill the heaps. Imminent. We hope to have that program completed before Christmas. Then we'll do the metallurgical testing. That could be 120 to 180 days. We'll see how long it takes. Then we will make a decision to go and do our study. We've started baseline studies, and then we will start the permitting for reprocessing. With that in mind, we aim to be hopefully commencing construction and into production early 2020. Aggressive, but I think we can do it because we've got a resource that essentially already mined for us just sitting on surface. In the meantime, we'll be doing our down dip, high grade exploration and our long strike exploration as well. That's just a photograph of Candelaria. Main highway is sitting out in through here. You can see the roadway coming in here past the big leach pad. The other one's just tucked around the corner. This is one of the pits, Northern Bell Pit, and you can see for scale the old building there, and there's a little truck there. So that's a pretty big pile of dirt that, if it's economic to recover the silver, is going to be a very, very good resource for Silver One. So why silver? I mean, people have been harping about silver here and how undervalued it is. I firmly believe that, otherwise I would not have come out of retirement to take this opportunity. Essentially, it is a commodity. I mean, sure, it's a precious metal, but it's got lots of uses. Others have harped about the gold-silver ratio. I kind of believe in it because it's at an all-time high. And the average ratio is much lower than this, and they're only producing 10 times as much silver than gold, so why is it so askew? Silver inventories always are falling. It's in deficit. Uses are increasing. And also, most importantly, if this is the beginning of another bull market, silver tends to outperform gold on a percentage basis in a bull market. Here's just some instances of why silver is undervalued. This is essentially June 2017 dollars, but it's a silver price-based 1980 CPI formula. And you'll see the infamous Hunt brothers here in the 1980s. Here's a little run-up in the 2000s. Little blip there last year in 2016, but we really are undervalued with respect to the price of silver on an inflation-adjusted basis. Also, if you compare it to the S&P 500, commodities are trading at an all-time low. I believe in cycles, and I think that's about to turn. Here's the infamous gold-silver ratio. Look at the lower slide there. Essentially what you're looking at is that's 1600. So dominance of silver essentially over gold. But when the U.S. started playing with going on the gold standard in the late 1800s, we see that starting to change. World wars really changed it as well. And this little area here to the right of the red is reflected up here. So an average is somewhere between 50 and 60, and we're currently trading at 75 to 80. Usually when you get up towards 80, the adjustment starts occurring, and you'll see silver prices either come up, hopefully not gold prices come down. So I think silver is really undervalued. So why Silver One? First of all, I think we got a pretty good plan with respect to potential near-term production. We've got some good exploration targets there, high-grade down dip, a long strike potential to really increase that already substantive silver resource. We've got lots of work at Candelaria that could be supported through cash flow if we do manage to maintain our scheduling, which I showed you earlier. We've got an experienced management and access to a lot of other experienced people. We're in an excellent jurisdiction. And what I haven't talked about in this talk, mainly because of the time frame, is we do have a couple of very interesting projects in Mexico, one of which we will be doing some work on in the near term as well. So that's really the Silver One presentation. I really appreciate your attendance, and if you're interested, you can always visit us at our booth 500, I believe, and also you can visit our website, www.silverone.com. Thank you.